Hi, it's Michael here from Custom Bike Fit. Thanks for stopping by. I just briefly wanted to share with you my top 3 tips for triathlon bike fitting. And these are things you can look out for yourself, things that you consider maybe when you're buying a bike or getting a fit, or just in your day-to-day optimization of your position. So the number 1 tip is always look at your cleats, check your cleats. Do this on a regular basis because the cleats can move. We're clipping in and out of the bike all the time. And I often see people come into me and they have lower leg injuries, tight calves, ITB, hot foot, those sort of things. And often it's down to the position of the cleat. You don't just flip the shoe over. I'm like, well, no wonder you're getting pain in your right leg. Look at the cleat compared to here. I like to have the cleat move back along the shoe. I think it gives you a bit more power. It certainly helps to stop hot foot when your toes go numb. So this is a great starting point, and if you're unsure of where to put your cleats, and a lot of riders are, regardless of their age and experience in the sport, move the cleat back. Just try to do that to start off with, so it's moved fully back and it's centered in the shoe. When we go through the fit process, we look at a few other things, but I like this. But always just check your cleats and make sure that they're both in the same position. And if you're not sure what position to put them in, move them back. Okay, good starting point. Tip number 2 is the saddle is the foundation of the fit. So it's really important when you either buy a bike or you're looking for a new saddle, if you're uncomfortable on your saddle, or particularly when you're getting a bike fit, that you work with the fitter and make sure that the saddle you get, you're comfortable on. Because when you change your saddle, you change not just the saddle, you change the fit dramatically. So here's an example of an ISM saddle. They're very, very popular. This is their Prologue model. And Cervelo are now putting this on their P3 and P5, so they're flagship model time trial bikes. So they OEM this saddle, and 25% of the field in Kona last year used an ISM saddle. I'm a huge fan. But going back to the fit, if somebody is fit with an ISM saddle and then 3 months down the track decides, oh, I don't like that, or oh, I've seen a newer saddle which it's lighter, or I prefer the look of, or well, I just wouldn't mind giving that a go, and you change. I mean, and this is an older style time trial saddle. I used to ride one of these. This is a surfer saddle for triathlon. Got a lot of padding at the front, so it helps you get forward. You change everything on the bike fit. You change the leg extension. You change the hip angle. You change your back angle. You change your ankling range. It's not just a matter of putting a saddle on at the same height and then the same fore aft, so measuring from the tip of the saddle to the handlebars, because every saddle has a go-to spot. You're going to sit in a different position or different place on each of the saddles, and a movement forward of 10 or 20 mil has a dramatic impact. As we move forward, we open up the hip angle, but the back angle opens up as well, and the leg extension changes. So saddle's the foundation. Make sure that you get a saddle that you're comfortable with, and a good fitter will have a range of test saddles and let you use the saddle for a period of time before you have to make a purchase. So saddle is the foundation. And number 3, and I'm going to do another post down the track on aero bars. Number 3 is hands higher than elbows. To me, it's just way more aerodynamic and it's more comfortable. So what do I mean by hands higher than elbows? Well, people call these arm pads. I believe they should be called elbow pads because your elbow should be on the pad. And this is important. The further you go, the longer you're riding. So if you're doing 70.3 or Ironman racing, you definitely want to have your elbow on the pad and have that sort of 90-degree elbow angle so you're skeletally supported. And then the hand comes out to the end of the extension, so you can see naturally the hand sits higher than the elbow. What does that mean? Well, number 1, it's comfortable. Number 2, it acts as an anchor point. You could be in a pretty aggressive position, your back angle's pretty low, 20 degrees, 21, 22 degrees. The ski bend acts as a I'm not going to fall off the bike anchor. all right? So you can rest your hands against the ski bend. And also, the hand will break the wind, but then there's no drag along the forearm because it sits below, okay? And you can actually put a bottle in here. It's the first place you should be carrying a bottle, just a standard horizontal drink bottle, and it actually makes the bike quicker. So, you know, other types of extension, S-bend extension, that'll still allow you to get your hands higher than your elbows, but it doesn't give you that place to rest the hands, okay? So I like these, but, you know, and they're not for everybody, but certainly some people love S-bends, and I have nothing against them. Good bars. I'm not a fan of the straight extension, because this again, you can see here the pad now sits higher than the extension, so I'm actually having to turn my wrist. That can cause pain in the wrist and in the forearm, but it also opens up the forearm to drag. You create drag along there and it slows you down. Now, people think, what difference does it make? It could cost you a couple of minutes over the course of an Ironman, 2 or 3 minutes over the course of an Ironman, just the choice of extension. Stand at the finish line for 2 or 3 minutes, or stand in T2 for 2 minutes while everyone else runs out, and see what that 2 minutes really means to you. But again, I think that the primary thing, so yes, aerodynamics, but also the comfort factor. So hands higher than elbows. Thanks for stopping by. If you've enjoyed this, if you find it useful, please head over to my Facebook page or to my website www.custombikefit.com and subscribe to my newsletter, and I'll be sending out further information down the track. There'll be some giveaways, those sort of things. So thanks again for stopping by, and I'll speak with you again soon.